So section commander, Nichols over there, he's in overall command of the section. He runs Charlie Fire Team and is responsible for all the tactical movements of the section. His main role involves issuing arcs and boundaries, and he will generally lead the assaulting party during an attack. So Charlie Team will be the assaulting team if we're going to perform a deliberate attack or a section attack or whatever's going on. Section 2 IC, which is myself, I run Delta Fire Team. I'm responsible for the administration of the section. My role includes extracting casualties, coordinating the fire plan during an assault, and selecting positions for section weapons during a section stop. So you can see like the IC2 IC thing is kind of a theme, like the section commander's responsibilities are quite similar to the platoon commanders but at different levels. Same with the 2 IC, my role is fairly similar to a platoon sergeant, just at a smaller scale. Now if you want to define effective enemy fire, it's rounds landing in and around your section, and you can always tell when this is happening because you can hear the crack of the rounds or you can see them hitting the ground, or when you begin to take casualties. So the drill can be remembered by the acronym RTR. Every soldier knows this. RTR stands for return fire, take cover, return accurate or appropriate fire. So how this works is, say we're patrolling off like across an open space or something, we're an arrowhead. As soon as the contact comes in, so the rounds are landing in and around your section or you're taking casualties, you fire 2 rounds in the general direction of the enemy. Once you've fired those 2 rounds, you shout contact, either front, left, right or rear, whatever's appropriate. And this is where what Nichols has just put in is very, very important. So you dash forwards or slightly off to the side. You get down on your belt buckle. You crawl off to one side. You observe for the enemy. Look down your sights. And you begin to put down aimed or appropriate fire. The second step of OFM, fire, what does that mean?
Means I should fire towards the prospective location of the enemy to see if I can trigger some reaction.
Yep, good stuff. Winning the firefight. What is the deliberate rate of fire? What does that mean for you as a rifleman?
I should fire 1 round every 5 seconds.
Good lad. All tactical formations are designed to facilitate command and control whilst enabling individuals to maintain situational awareness and ensure weapon systems are positioned to provide the maximum effect. Formations and spacings vary dependent on the ground and the tactical situation. As a rule, you want to maintain 10 to 15 meters between individuals, and that will ensure mutual support and reduce the threat, for example, of a single grenade causing too many casualties. Now, if you're right bunched up like we are in this formation here, 1 grenade probably going to knock out 5 or 6 people here.
Take the whole section, I reckon.
Yeah, probably the whole section's going to be wounded at least.
Just for further direction of travel is northeast.
Okay, cool.
On these formations, yeah.
So for all these formations, mate.
Yep, for all these formations, direction of travel is northeast.
That's where we're moving.
Yep.
No, I think.
Okay, so first formation, this one here. This is called a herringbone. This is not a moving formation. This is a static formation, so we will never ever move in this formation, because otherwise, for example, these blokes here, you're going to have to move sideways. It's not exactly practical. So what you're looking at here, this is your baseline or your extended line. So this is our default formation when we're in contact, and it's very easy to see why. We've got all 8 weapon systems pointing in the same direction. We're all evenly spaced apart, so we've got maximum firepower going down on that enemy. It's got excellent arcs to the front, and it's quite easy to adapt this for the rear as well. You just spin around. It's got poor coverage of the flanks for exactly the same reason that the single file was bad to the front and rear. Because if we get shot from this side, what's called enfilade, we're all stacked on top of each other. We can't all turn and fire through each other to get that enemy. This is also quite difficult to control during a movement, because we don't have excellent peripheral vision and we're not going to be able to see everyone to our left and right. Any issues?
No.
Okay, all good. So to summarise, a contact is an immediate threat to your life or the lives of the section. A contact is a target that is engaging or is going to engage friendlies. A sighting is an armed pax, an armed enemy who is not a threat. A sighting is an armed pax at far range. Or a sighting is an unarmed person or group that is being threatening or not. All good so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Smoke out.
Section. Contact. Center of axis. 200 meters. On the open.
Anyone not seen?
Anyone not seen?
Seen.
Seen. Good stuff, mate. Good effort.
Yeah, good effort. Smoke out.
Section, sighting, quarter left, medium distance, 2 blokes running around. Seen?
Seen.
Seen.
Webb, do you see?
Yeah, I see him.
Happy days. Spot on. Smoke out.
Section, contact, quarter right. Medium distance near the trees. Got a BMP stationary. Anyone not seen?
Seen.
Seen.
Happy days. Yeah, we all good?
Good shit. Yep.
Yep.
Good stuff, man.
So just give a quick prepping grenade and then grenade out. When you hear grenade out, belt buckle. Whenever you're ready, mate.
Alright.
Yeah, that included you, Mendes. Make sure you get on your belt buckle. Hit the ground. Z, if you don't know.
Alright,
Yeah.
prepping grenade. Grenade out.
Get down.
Down. Nice.
Right, lads. You can hear when that grenade goes off, there's a little whoosh of air, and then you can hear some little kind of metal tinkling around on the ground. That's the shrapnel radius. When you hear the grenade go off, do not get up straight away, otherwise you'll get bits of shrapnel in your legs. So leave it a couple of seconds, and then push yourselves up standing. Alright? So, the firer will take out the weapon and put it on his shoulders, ready to fire. As he does so, he will say clearly, prepping AT.
Prepping AT.
The spotter will be alongside the shooter. Now, this is an important bit of physics to understand, right? The way these weapons work, all anti-tank weapons, is that they fire the rocket with an immense amount of velocity out of the front of the weapon. If that was the end of it, if that was purely how they worked, Nichols or the launcher will get flung backwards at a ridiculous speed. So the way they stop that happening is that they exert the same amount of force out of the back of the weapon as well. This is called backblast. If you are standing behind a weapon when it fires, it will kill you. The amount of backblast will literally, sometimes if you're close enough, it can rip your head clean off your shoulders. So for that reason, the shooter, once the weapon is prepped, will say clear backblast.
Clear. Black blast.
Me as the spotter, my job is to check behind him and make sure within a 60-degree arc that there is nobody standing there. Once I am absolutely sure, I will declare backblast clear. The shooter will then do a final check himself over his shoulders to make sure there is no one there and make sure he heard correctly. If he is absolutely sure it is clear, he will loudly declare firing and fire the weapon.
Firing. BMP to my front. 200 meters in the open. Fire. Fire. Obstacle front.
That's it, mate.
Crossing.
Cross him. Set.
Moving.
Web. Moving. Last man.
So,
Mendes, make sure you say move in when you move, yeah? Because I'm facing the other way, I can't hear you.
Okay, my bad. Moving.
That's right, good lad. That's it. Sorted. Nice one. So that is your basic gate method obstacle crossing, yeah? The right-hand man will then bound forward 10 to 15 meters, aiming to get level with or slightly ahead of the man that's just moved. This process is then repeated until the distance to the enemy is closed and assault can be put in. So I'm just going to pause it there. when it comes to, say you and I were firing manoeuvring, Mendez, and you were firing at the enemy and it was my turn to move, I shout moving, and it's quite difficult in the heat of the engagement to know how far 10 to 15 meters in is. So what you want to do is every time you want to get up, you want to say to yourself in your head, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. So if you're firing, I start moving, I'm up, he sees me, I'm down. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Right, 2 times enemy to our front. Web. I'm gonna cover
Moving.
off. You're gonna move.
Roger.
Move. Moving. Down. Move.
Moving. Set.
Move. Moving.
Mendez, make sure you follow on. You can hear them communicating, yeah?
Moving.
Okay.
Moving. Down.
Moving.
Move. Moving. Down. Web. Assault that position.
Assaulting. Clear.
Stop. Stop. Position is clear. Yeah. Enemy's down.
So what we're going to do is, we're about here at the moment. We're going to patrol down through this tree block here to the end of this wood line. Going to set up an extended line here. Hopefully get eyes on this barn feature here. Then what we're going to do is, because the assaulting team basically have no cover across this open ground at all. So we're going to bound up as buddy teams across this open ground. This black line here, this is our phase line. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold here. Give supporting fire from here, so that LMG needs to be firing off those bursts, keep the enemy's heads down, while Webb and Nichols assault the position. Yep.
Good.
Any questions?
No.
Alright, good lad.
Section. Close it in a little bit because we're in the trees. Web just taking it till we catch you up and then move off. Section, we're going to set up an extended line at the end of this tree line on the point man's left hand side, yep.
What's it?
Right, section, what we're going to do is we're going to begin bounding forward without fire for the time being. Once we get close and get better eyes on that building, that's when we begin to engage.
Right, so no fire, mate, but keep your gun up anyway, just in case.
Right, web tech is out.
Moving.
Moving. Down. Set.
Moving. Down. Set.
Move. Moving. Set.
Moving. Down. Set.
Moving. Down.
Section. 2 times enemy in the front of the building. Rapid.
Right, let's go. Moving. Down. Set.
3 bars. Move. Down.
Moving. Down. Set.
Move.
Stoppage.
Down.
Back in. Moving. Down. Set. Moving.
Set.
Down. Set.
Move.
Moving.
Back in.
Set.
2 minutes. Take over.
Rapid fire on the barn.
Magazine.
Brownie, instruct colour, rapid fire on that target.
Okay. Mendez. 2 times enemy individuals. Barn centre of axis. Rapid fire.
Brownie, stop.
Stoppage.
This is what will happen. Protect the assaulting group. Then on the right flank, we're going to use the fence line to move in the close ground and assault that position from the right side.
Roger. Happy.
Right, we're going to move now.
Roger.
Charlie, closing in now, closing in on the building.
That's it. Back in. Delta shift fire left. That's it, mate. Nice one. Magazine.
Position clear.
Ceasefire.
Proven route. Regroup.
Right, on your feet, on me. Follow my footsteps exactly, mate. Yep. Friendlies.
Delta, proven route through the main entrance. You'll see another back entrance. Head southwest of that ARD.
Roger. Right, on me. Let's go. Friendlies.